So here's the statement. Men are not insecure for caring about a woman's body count. You disagree.
I disagree.
Roxana, you disagree. Elena, who's up at the moment, disagrees. Callie is fine with it. Ava, is it Ava or Ava?
Ava.
Ava is fine with it. You're also fine with it. So for the three that disagree, you think men are insecure for caring about a woman's body count. Why is that?
Absolutely, because why do you care? Why do you care how many bodies they have? That definitely comes from some insecurity. Like, why do you care?
You're curious why, and because you're wondering why.
Yeah, it's like
that's your justification.
What's your reasoning? Like, if you care about a woman's body count, what reasoning from that? It only comes from a place of insecurity.
Only?
So
only?
I would say only, but
so
mostly.
If it's provable that women with a lower body count, with less sexual partners, proven to be better wives and be much less likely to divorce, would that be a good reason?
That would be a good reason. That would be a good reason. But is that proven? Is that statistics?
It is, yeah.
There's
done a lot of research into this. And also, would you say that somebody who has those sorts of boundaries is more secure or less secure?
Less secure. Less secure because a person's past doesn't really matter when it comes to what they are going to provide you. Was that a scream?
Yeah, that was her.
Oh, okay. All right.
So like, just to be clear, yeah, that was her screaming.
I'm sorry.
So like, you guys think that that's like normal, healthy behavior to just be screaming out in public? Anyways,
no comment.
Chat, did you guys hear that too?
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit.
A cup.
Can I explain why body count is...
Here, we'll come to you, but let's, Roxana, we'll go in order. You think men are insecure for caring about a woman's body count? Why is that?
Because it shouldn't matter if you really love that person.
Okay.
So...
Wait, well, we'll let everybody go. Okay, go ahead.
So when God created man and woman, he created us in different way. So man responsible for the quantity of the children in this world, and woman is responsible for the quality. So because of this, man would like to fuck everyone around because it's his God's desire, and woman should pick the best one to have the best genes for your baby. But if woman is not selective, if she fucking around, she cannot be the good woman. Okay? Thank you.
So wait, you're fine with men? Like you think it's cool if men care about a woman's body count?
I think everybody doing this, just somebody say, and somebody say bullshit just to get the girl.
That's fine. I think maybe you just circled it incorrectly then.
Yeah, because I asked her, what does it mean? She tell me, put the circle. Sorry, yes.
Okay, that's great. So you said if you love the person, then it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, it doesn't
matter.
What
if, so how long does it typically take to fall in love with somebody? A couple months, a year?
Depends how often you see each other, of course. And then, I don't know. Like, I think it varies between each person, man and woman. For me personally, like maybe like a month, 2 months, maybe even 3 months before I fall in love.
Okay, so let's say you disclose your body count, or a guy knows your body count on the first or second date before he's fallen in love with you. What would be wrong with him disqualifying a woman on that basis? Because he's not in love with her, so he does care about it.
Well, if it's important to him, then that's his thing. Let him, worry about that.
So you're just saying, if it's gotten to the point where you love each other, then he wouldn't care about it.
He wouldn't care.
I mean, my position would just be, though, if he does care about it, he wouldn't let it get to that position.
That's right. If it's a pressing issue, number one issue, and that's the first thing he's like, and that's all he cares about, well, he's probably going to have a hard time finding someone, A. And B, it's like he's not giving a chance to a woman that may be compatible in every other category that checks off the box for him.
Okay.
I feel like as a man, if you have a low body count, and you want a woman that has a low body count, that's a preference. But if you have a high body count and you actually care, you could be curious and ask somebody your body count. But if you actually care, like, oh, you have too high a body count and you have a high body count, yeah, it's insecurity, it's judgment. That's how I feel. Like, you could be a preference, like, oh, I'm in shape, so I want somebody to be in shape. Okay, that's a preference, but you can't be judgmental when you have a stick in your eye as well. Like,
but you just before said that you want somebody who earns more than you. Is that hypocritical?
I wouldn't say that though, because for me personally, I'm not looking for somebody to take care of me.
Yeah, but you said you want them to earn more than you. That would mean that they're financially superior to you. Would that be hypocritical because you don't earn as much as them? I
guess.
And same with the height. You said you wanted someone who's taller than you. Would that make you a hypocrite?
That's not making me a hypocrite. That's just my preference.
Well, I think I would agree with you that it doesn't make you a hypocrite. But I would also say for a guy who has a preference, despite even if he has a higher body count, it's just a preference. It would not necessarily an insecurity.
I guess you could say that. I get it to you.
But I think what you were saying before about all the other things, it's actually not a bad point. Like, I can understand that point of view in terms of that they might have all of these other things. But it just depends if the guy has a serious preference for like, you know, a low body count. But, you know, there are good women out there that have had a past and that have sort of come back around. That is possible. And they can, if they are in that situation, then there are other things that they can obviously do. But you know, if the guy has a real preference for it, then it's going to be hard to look past.
It's kind of silly to write off somebody just based on one issue.
Why?
Because they could have other qualities about them, or that might compensate.
I mean, sure, but I think women are pickier than men are, and you guys will disqualify men for all sorts of reasons, and many of these tend to be fairly superficial. I mean, I'm not saying the women here necessarily, but certain women won't date a guy because of his height, or maybe he's balding, or maybe there's some characteristic about him that, like, y'all disqualify a lot of men. Like, most of the men that hit on you, do you date all of them?
No.
Like, what percentage of men that shoot their shot do you, like, end up with?
I'm probably, like, not a good, like...
Have you been on a dating app?
No, never.
Have you, I mean, you can think back really at any point in your life. Maybe there were times where, I mean, it sounds like you got kids. Maybe you're really busy right now. Maybe you're not dating a whole bunch. But, like, maybe when you were younger, you're in college, and there was, like all the guys that were trying to get at you, you gave them all a chance?
No, I did not. No.
Why not?
Because I already knew right off the bat that we're not compatible.
Oh, but, like, why are you basing them just off of compatibility? Like, why not give them a chance?
Just by the way how they carry themselves, or how they would ask me out.
Like, instance, what would be an example?
Or, I don't know, like, if somebody was, like, in a nightclub and drinking and stuff, he's drinking, I don't, that's a turn off for me. I don't want to.
I mean, I personally don't like nightclubs. I'm not a drinker, but if he's you went out and, I mean, it's not weird.
I used to work in a nightclub, but yes, so.
But, I mean, isn't that what people do at nightclubs, though? They drink?
Yeah, this is true, yes. But, I mean,
okay, it was
what I'm saying is that...
But what if they have really good other characteristics to make up for it? Make up for their drinking?
Well, I mean, there's also chemistry, unspoken chemistry, you know, that what if that know, like, this is not going to work out.
What if you don't have that immediately?
Well, I mean, I shouldn't give a chance to every single guy who, like gives me attention or says hi or, like, asks me out on a date. Mm-hmm. You know, time is valuable. So I have to weed out people, right? So when I was dating, way back when, I would just see first if we would be compatible just as friends. You know, try it out as friends. And if I like the person as a friend, maybe it can develop into something else.
But, I mean, didn't you just say that you can't write off somebody off of just one thing? So, like, failure to get compatibility is just one thing.
No, see, the issue is that there's one... issue of how many people did that person sleep with, or vice versa, the girl, right? Okay, so if you base on dating somebody just on that, you're really like shooting it in the dark, you know?
Maybe
there
it's
are
not,
other qualities.
yeah.
of
It's not
that
insecurity, but it might be unrealistic.
Yeah.
It might not be insecurity, but it's unrealistic to want somebody with a low body count if you don't have one.
I mean, we have a girl over here who took a wager that she's going to end up with a billionaire.
Yes.
I mean, me not wanting to date a promiscuous woman seems a lot more reasonable than her wanting to date a billionaire.
It's unrealistic though. If it depends on what
I don't think it's unrealistic.
Like, I just feel like as a woman, if you're broke and you're expecting a man, you want to date a man that's a billionaire, that's unrealistic. The same way if you have a high body count.
Do you think that it would be, if I was to say to you right now that I'll only date a girl who is a virgin, for example, do you think that it would be realistic for me to find somebody like that?
No.
If you go to like a third world country, maybe, or like another country.
It's unrealistic. Not saying it's not possible, but it's unrealistic.
Unrealistic would mean that unreal, so it's not going to happen.
Like, it's like not likely for you to like, or even expect that out of someone to be a virgin. I mean, you could look for that, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
how about you guys? Do you think that would be unrealistic for me to expect that?
Are you a virgin?
It's not the question. The question is, do you think it would be unrealistic for me to expect that? Or for me to think that I could date somebody like that?
Can you please repeat the question?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little unrealistic, I would say. You know,
do you
unless
think?
there's like,
So, especially since you're not a virgin.
yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Well, you're looking for something, but you don't meet that.
Yep. So like you said before, you're looking for somebody who's taller than you. You said that. So you're looking for something that you don't meet.
I put some heels on and I do.
So you're looking for somebody who is naturally taller than you. So are you looking for somebody who's what you're not?
Okay, I didn't say that they had to be a lot taller than me.
But they're taller than you, right?
Okay.
So is that unrealistic for you to expect somebody who's 5'2" and above?
No, that's more likely than you to get a virgin.
Why?
Because in America, there aren't that many virgins. And on top of that, why would she be interested in you? If she's looking for someone with virtue, then why would she be looking for you?
Well, how do you know? What do you know about me?
Oh, are you a virgin?
What does it matter?
Right.
Honestly, what do you
Yeah.
Like,
That's
what are
the
you talking
point.
about then?
So do you think that body count is more important for women or men?
I think men make it more important for women to have a lower body count. Because
So-
that's not something that
so-
I ask men.
so-
What's your body count?
so you think it's
That's
more
a weird
important-
question.
So you think it's more important for men then?
Yeah, I think you guys
Right.
hold that more important.
Okay, so do you think that a woman who is a virgin would be likely to go for a guy who has more experience? Or do you think that that's unrealistic?
I think it's more of a cultural thing. Most people that are waiting for marriage, they're also waiting for someone that's also waiting for marriage.
Not necessarily.
Or
Yeah.
a religious thing. It could
Right.
be a religious thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you now.
That's my opinion, so I don't know what you want me to do.
I mean, I've dated virgins before, and like they are out there. They do exist,
Yep.
and it's definitely not something that they'll write you off for if you're not a virgin yourself. Like a less experienced woman with an experienced man, that's no problem for them.
Yeah. I do need to let the chat come in here. Graffito, thank you, man.
Graffito tagged donated $200. How would you feel if a guy was so rich by his mid-30s that he never had to work again, so he chooses to be on permanent vacation for the rest of his life, never returning to the workforce?
Before I have you guys answer this, Graffito, I know this came in about 15 minutes ago. I do apologize. There were some distractions. I had to get up from the table. People making noise in the hallway. I had to deal with it. So I do apologize. I missed it.
Just can I quickly put a bow on that as well?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I just find it really funny that something that's not unlikely or unrealistic whatsoever is finding a girl who is a virgin. I mean, there are quite a few virgins out there, and you guys will call it out and say it's unrealistic. But when these girls are saying that they want to date a billionaire, which is almost statistically impossible, no one says anything.
Yeah. And a little bit to their point, though, I mean, I think it is the case that there's like rampant promiscuity. So I don't think they're totally wrong. And so I think they're trying to almost argue sort of our own position that, oh, okay. I was like, the fuck? They're almost arguing our position. Like women aren't traditional anymore, no virtue, no chastity, strumpets, 3 they're not wrong in saying like it's way harder to find that today.
Yeah.
Like, because there's not a lot of, it's more likely though than some of the other scenarios we've heard about tonight, like being hot as fuck is at 100 and like
but
that shit.
They're not wrong about that on that factor, that it's more difficult these days to find, but wrong in the sense that the women who are virgins are going to disqualify men who aren't virgins themselves.
Graffito, I promise we're going to get right into it, but I wanted to do something with the rating thing. So all of you, so wait, it was 9, 8, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? So just to be clear, and did y'all, I think they all rated you 9 and me 7, if I recall.
She gave me a 6, I think.
Six.
I gave you both 10s.
Yeah, so did I.
6.
She gave us both 10s.
6 and a 5, I think, that one.
Yeah. So just to be clear, I think almost all of you, I guess except for you and maybe you.
I said he
so
was
you
an
guys,
8.
so you're 9 and he's a 9. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Aren't you a 10?
no, she said 9.
9?
Yeah. So you like neither one of, like, you wouldn't be settling for him and he wouldn't be settling for you. Like it's that would be a fair like matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you gave yourself a 10. I think you gave me a
7 and 8, yes.
7 and a 9.
8.
8, yes.
Oh, 7 and 8.
Yes.
So in your view, let's get fix the split. In your view, like 7 and 6, or what was it?
7 and 8,
7, 8,
Yes.
10.
yes.
You would be settling if you were to date me or Jake.
Is said?
Settling. Do you know this word? Settling?
And say another
So
word.
so you would be settling for something that's below you. We're below your standards.
It's okay.
Settle. Huh?
It's okay. You mean, would I date somebody who is 7? Not
Who's
a 10
like less
me?
attractive than you.
So
like
so you're a
us.
10 and I'm a 8 and he's a 7. So if you were dating us, we would be looking up and saying, "Wow, we're dating a 10." Like it would be really good for us.
Yes, because women should inspire the men to be better. For this, God create us.
Period.
Why not?
Bro. So like you would be doing us a favor.
Not
if
like a
you
favor.
dated
With
us.
the right, wise woman, men always become rich and successful. With the stupid woman, he become poor and he feeling bad. This is true. You want or
It-
you
it
don't
is true.
want.
That
Wise
is- that is-
woman
I
is
agree.
very important.
Very wise woman, very important.
Of course.
But looks wise, you would be doing us a
Look,
favor.
If you're a man, it's everybody, what you look in, you will find it. What you search, you will find. If you search that, or if you think that all women are stupid, then you will find a stupid woman. If you think opposite, that you deserve the best woman in the world, you will find her too. Everything is
So
depends
you
from your
think that
point
if
of view.
somebody was a 5'1" guy who was living in Uganda and working in a coal mine, if he thinks that he's going to marry a Victoria's Secret supermodel from Sweden, he will marry them.
Of course, there are many things like this happening in this world.
I wish I
Everything
was
can
this
happen.
confident.
Maybe he will find a
wish.
black oil tomorrow, or I don't know, or something else.
You know
I
what,
believe in
Jake?
miracles, and
You
I
and me-
believe that everybody could create his own life, whatever he wants, and nobody can stop you from at least dreaming and achieve your best.
Inspiration.
It would be
I'm
very,
inspired.
it would be very stupid to to desire the homeless or stupid man.
Yep.
Everybody desire to be the best one.
That's
Because
beautiful.
yes, because we need to have a progress in this life, not degradation, So everybody deserve and want to have a better partner than you are, to grow together, to achieve the goals, to be the better.
You know what, Jake? If I got with like a Victoria's Secret model, she should feel I'm settling.
We're settling.
We are settling. We need to
If
aim
we
higher.
think that we're settling, if we think that we are above it, then we are essentially.
You know what, Jake? I think that, if you find like a beautiful, like 21-year-old virgin who's like a 10 out of 10, just whatever your exact type is, I do think you would be kind of settling for that.
Oh yeah.
Like, why stop there? Just maybe like a harem, because you deserve it. You're a king.
Yeah.
And if she won't, find someone who will.
And I'm thinking about it hard enough that it will happen. 10 of them.
Boo.
Okay. Oh wait, Rebel. Wait, 8. You gave me 6. You gave him what?
No, I gave you 7.
Oh, 7.
And then I gave him 8 because he
Callie,
said
what it? 10. Was it 7, 9?
No, I rated you guys 10s.
Oh, she did. I thought she.
Yeah, she did.
I did.
Really? Okay. Okay. What did you say?
I repeated what y'all said, so 5 and 6.
So like if you and me, if we dated,
It'd be a serious downgrade.
you would be settling.
I would never date you, and I don't want to settle.
No, I know. Like that's fine. I'm not offended at all. But you would be settling. Like if you and me were dating, you would be like settling 5 points. Like you're at a 10, I'm down here at a 5. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I would be settling
She
if
would be
that were
settling.
the case, but I would never settle. No.
She wouldn't settle. She would not settle. Now, I want to ask the chat, or what about Jake? Would you be settling for Jake too? Looks.
Unfortunately, yes.
She would be
Unfortunately,
settling
I would.
for, okay, that's cool.
But I would not.
That's great. Now, chat. I want the chat to weigh in here. It seems like all these women, except for her and her who gave the troll 10 answers, they think that they would be settling for me, for Jake. Do you think that's the case, chat? Do you think they would be settling for us? Or would we be
I am not a
settling
troll.
for them? You heard it from her first. Definitely a troll would never say they're not a troll, of course. Trolls are always honest and they admit up front when they are trolling. But there's the chat. Okay, let me let this one come through. So going around the table, what's everybody's body count? Starting with
Wait, whoa.
Rebel.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Let me
Rebel.
let me think about it. Go ahead, you first. You think, okay, let me think about it. What's your body count? Will y'all go
Me?
first?
Oh my god.
Why does it matter? That's how you
I
respond.
gotta add it up.
Well, for me, it's at least. Wait, body count, is that like babies
How many
coming out of you?
No, body count is
Size 3 babies.
Body count is how many men you've had carnal knowledge with. That's the
I
first
can't
carnal
answer
knowledge
that.
of
We
2025.
doing men and
Answer
women?
that.
We doing everybody, men and women?
Break it down. Break it down.
Okay, go ahead, y'all. Go ahead.
You got a list? Who has a list? I'm not going to ask to see it, but just who has a list in their phone
I don't have
of the bodies?
What's that?
Anybody? Okay, all right. Body count?
No, I can't say. Jeez.
But I thought it's wrong for like men to care about body count, and they're insecure if they do care about it. So like body count shouldn't
still
matter.
none of your
doesn't
business.
matter. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm trying to say. Like man or woman, it doesn't matter.
Are you insecure about it?
That part.
I'm not. No.
Oh, then I mean, if you're not insecure about it, then shouldn't you just be okay revealing it? I don't know.
Well, no, that's private. That's my private like.
Sure. You don't have to. You don't have to reveal. That's fine. Do you want to? How about instead of an actual number, do you want to do a range?
A range.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We'd like to offer up a range.
Okay, less than 10.
Okay. What about you?
Less than 5.
Less than 5? You can give us the actual number. You can give a range, but actual number is preferable.
No.
Range?
Under 10.
Okay.
I would disclose this information to a significant other, probably not to y'all, just on the internet. Thanks.
Range?
No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care. I think I had 4 guys and like 3 girls.
Oh, I mean, you were like, hold on, let me fucking.
No, because I have to
count this
remember.
shit.
I have
Gotta
to make
fucking
sure,
count.
like,
We're
what
gonna do
really
the
counts.
math.
Like, is fooling around? Like,
it's
are we
7?
counting penetration?
You got to count
only?
for 7?
I did have to count because you won't be remembering all the
Multiply
time.
by 3, and that's the real number.
For all of you. All right. Hold on. We got this.
Graffito tagged donated $200. Really? The lack of drive isn't a turn off? Shouldn't a man work, in some capacity, even if he is rich enough to not need to work? Shouldn't he do something productive, not sit on his love until he dies?
working and being productive is different. You could still build stuff and do what you do and not work. So
For sure.
Sure.
Well, if he's doing what he loves, it's not work technically, right? You know,
Okay.
whatever hobby he might have or something.
Sure. I mean, graffito, I don't know. I wonder if, if you worked so hard, though, earlier in life to the point that you could retire at 35 or whatever, I think you said mid-30s. I mean, it's kind of like let's say somebody works till they're 65, but they're just doing like a 9-to-5 job, and versus like a guy who just grinds in like 20s, early 30s, and he makes the same amount of money he would have otherwise made, or maybe even more, by grinding. And then he's like, well, I made enough money to retire. I don't know if it's a lack of drive, necessarily. But I think there are definitely some men who just, even if they've, you got to look at people who have more than like 5 mil up to billionaires. They're good. They could, Elon Musk, he could be done. Like he doesn't need he's got like millennias of, it's probably more, I'm probably downgrading it, of generational wealth. But he's got that drive. He wants $1 trillion. He's not happy with being a billionaire. He wants to be a trillionaire. So, Graffito, thank you for that question, though. Really appreciate it. Guys, Graffito's a longtime supporter. I want you guys to put some W's in the chat for Graffito tagged. He's a big supporter of the show, so I really appreciate your question, man. All right, we do have, let's see. Rebel, can you read this one?
Man, I was reading this one already. I don't even want,
what is it?
This looks, It's daughters of Eve, you believe the lie. You will not be equal to a man. Eve wanted the same. She did us no favors. You choose according to a fallen nature. Jesus Christ, the living word, who, oh my God, this is terrible. Who is all the Father is expressed perfectly is our only hope.
Yo, John.
We got pastors in the chat.
John, I really appreciate your super chat, man. Guys, W's in the chat for John for his very generous super chat. John, thank you so much, man.
L's in the chat for John.
Why L in the chat?
Because what is he talking about?
Are you like anti-religion or something, or what?
I'm anti-misogyny. You talking about we'll never be equal to a man. What?
Okay, all right.
A man that finds a woman is a good thing. It says that in the Bible too, Mr. Religious John.
Oh shit!
It says
Watch
that.
out,
Without,
theological debate coming.
Men wouldn't be here without no woman. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, we're gonna get back into the questionnaire here. Let's see. Let's see if there's any disagreements on 2. I don't think so. No. We have a couple disagreements on 3. Women should pay 50-50 on first dates. Rebel, you disagree. Roxana, you disagree. Elena, you disagree. That's it for those, you 3 here. You think men should pay for first dates?
Whoever asks who out. That's all, because I put disagree, but it's whoever who asks who out.
Your position?
I think the man should pay.
Your position?
Man should pay.
Man should pay. And the other girls here, maybe that's not your position, but are you okay with it being their position? Like, you don't think it's sexist? Like, you think, no, they can have that opinion, like, nothing wrong with it?
I think a man should pay, but if he wants to go 50-50, I would understand that. It's the first day we just met, so they don't know what's up. Okay. Definitely could.
You cool with their position?
Yeah.
Cool with their position? Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to explore a couple shoulds, right? So as long as you guys are okay with men should pay, are you guys fine with like the following should statement? Should women cook and clean?
Yes.
I think it's more so a shared responsibility. I don't mind cooking and cleaning, but I'm not a maid.
Should people cook and clean? Yeah.
I think it's like
no, cooking, like in the context of a relationship, she should do the cooking and the cleaning in the same way that you guys say.
Well, so is he
men
paying all the bills?
Sure.
Because I feel like that's a job. Well, shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
gonna
paying
get
all
in
the
the
bills.
kitchen.
How
I'm
about
gonna
that?
clean up the house.
Okay, fine. How about this? Women should be virgins. Or women should have low body counts. Are you guys fine with that should statement too?
Well, men should too then.
No. Should be
I mean,
a
I
virgin?
actually don't disagree.
Who said that? Like, who said women
it
should be a
shouldn't
virgin?
matter.
Who said that?
I just did. As a question though, so.
No. No. Answer. Don't nobody agree with that.
Okay. All right.
But on the inverse, you would say then that women should have sex with multiple men before marriage.
No, but who's saying should? Like what? Who's saying what's right and wrong?
Yeah, but it's
Who's
like talking
making
in an idealistic sense.
No, women shouldn't.
Whose ideals
be,
are these?
Women should be whatever they want to be.
Do you think that there is an ideal? Do we have to go back to Gangbangland?
It's like everybody, everybody should drink a lot of water. Should, you know what I'm saying? Certain things, I don't know.
No ideal? There's no ideal?
Like, should men have a low body count?
So,
Should
yes.
men be virgins?
Yes.
Okay. Well, should.
Do you think that women should as well then?
If that's your opinion, that's your opinion.
I feel like everybody
You
should.
can't answer a question? Or
Yeah.
I think everybody want different things and everybody deserve different things. So one time in my life I dreamed to be virgin and find a virgin man, and guess what, it happened. And we was dating together 2 years. It was very, very good relationship. And yes, when I met him, he was very simple guy. After 2 years living with me, he become much more rich. He changed his car, he become very good. So every dreams come true, but now I don't dream to have a virgin. So it's like different. I had that time of my life. Now it's another.
Question here for Rebel. You said that here's the statement: a man dating a transgender woman is not straight. You disagree with the statement. Why is that?
Trans woman is a woman. So
is a trans woman
if
female?
if your trans partner and they look like a woman, you're attracted to that, you know what I'm saying, then yeah.
Well, I mean, I agree that men can be tricked, but are transgender women female?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, just for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to go ahead and grant that this isn't actually my position, but that transgender women are women. But so we're talking about gender, but now I'm talking about sex. Are transgender women female?
Female, like a woman and female is two different things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like female means you have a certain type of chromosomes, you have a reproduction system and everything like that.
Born a certain way.
So I feel like trans women are women.
But you think they're female?
Sex and gender are two different things, though.
Okay.
That's the thing. So, like, I guess.
So are transgender women male?
That's such a hard question. Nah, they're not male either, though.
So
but
what?
I thought you meant they had certain chromosomes.
They do. So I would like, they're women, but they're not female. That's
so they're women, but they're males.
They're women. Trans women are women, because if you look at a trans woman, 9 times out of 10, she's the baddest bitch you ever seen. You know what I'm saying?
9
She
times out of
encompasses
10?
the things that take to be a woman, but if you're going off of...
Excuse me?
Look, hey, y'all ain't seen no pretty trans women?
You just said 9 times out of the 10 are the baddest women.
9 times out of 10, because they have to do more than the regular woman.
I mean, females are typically the baddest.
They're bad.
Women,
They're like, look, they have to do more to compensate for you guys' doubt.
Honestly, a serious question though, as women, you guys are all women, right? How does it make you feel to hear that sort of thing where you say that dudes who dress up as women are the most beautiful women? Would you agree with that?
I would hate that. And I hate when they put a man, a transgender man, like they're still a man, and they put him on like a fashion magazine and like as a woman. Or like they
like Woman of the Year.
Yeah. Like, dude, you're not a woman, you're a dude. You know?
Yeah.
With lipstick
Wait,
on.
I hate that.
So is everybody here transphobic?
Not transphobic.
Hold on.
But you don't like them.
I just feel like it's insulting to say that a man could be a woman. That's like blackface. Like you're dressing up as a woman, so now you're a woman all of a sudden. Exactly.
Oh, me and Callie agree.
To be honest though, she's exactly right. It's a perfect logical analogy there.
You women should be offended.
I just don't subscribe to that.
But Jake actually made like a really good point. Like the comment you said about how like trans women are some of the baddest. What was the baddest looking? They look the baddest or whatever.
I'm not saying that, but they look
like,
good. They make sure they look good.
But you ladies gotta keep a little something for yourself. Like you can't give like hottest woman to a trans, like men are better than y'all at being hot? Come on, bro. You can't.
Not necessarily.
Men are.
That's
That's not what I meant when I said that, guys.
Exactly.
That's not what I meant.
We men, the patriarchy wins again. We men are better at being hot women.
Right.
We're better in everything, bro.
guys
We're
are.
better than we're
We're beating you guys at the boxing and the
model.
women's Olympics,
Right.
women's weightlifting, women's beauty contests.
Yo, guys, W's in the chat for
patriarchy.
men being better at being hot women than women. Just W's in the chat. I don't know. That's kind of crazy, but okay. But like, so how about really quick on this? But I'm a little confused here because you did make a differentiation between gender and sex, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm asking, like, is a transgender woman female or is she male?
She's a woman.
Yeah, but
She's a woman.
I 100% agree with you. Is she male or female?
She's a woman.
No, you're 100%
Okay,
right. She's a woman, but is she female or male?
She would be male legally.
Well,
Legally.
Did
Right
they
now
change-
in this country.
Did they
Biologically.
change the definition of woman?
What do you mean?
Like, since when is
He's
a woman
granting
and
it
a
for the sake of-
female-
for the sake of
This
debate.
is crazy.
And then
Woman,
it's
female,
like, what do you
different
say about somebody that has both? Because there's people with multiple things down there. So what do you say?
but
What
that's
is a?
very
You said it's
rare.
different, female and woman. What is a woman and what is a female?
A woman is someone who takes on the attributes of femininity and identifies as being a woman.
So if I wore a dress and wore this wig and some lipstick and I said to you I'm a woman, you would believe me?
No. You'd
If
be a
you-
man in a wig and a dress on.
If you were consistent,
Yeah.
if you were consistent, that's what you really want to do, and you were making the transition.
But
then
tomorrow, if I came to you and I said, "Look, like that chat we had last night made me realize a few things about myself," and I had the wig on, and I said I'm a woman, you would grant me that status.
I would if you really meant that. Yeah, hell yeah.
How do you know? How can you ascertain if I mean it or not?
We'll see what you do if you're consistent or not. Like,
Okay, what about this? How about if I said to you, if I came to you in tomorrow, and then 6 months later as well, and I'd been doing it the whole time, but I said, "Look, Rebel, truth is, it just really turns me on if I'm dressing like a woman."
You
It
just sound like a drag queen.
No, but if I said that to you, and I said, "Look, I don't," it's just that it really turns me on to like. Someone's gonna clip this. If I
Clip it and ship it. Clip it and ship it.
Wait, what?
if I said that to you,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, "Look, the truth is that's just how I feel, and it just gets me off." Like, would
It
you?
turns you on dressing as a woman.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Would
You
you?
just-
Would you
you're
say
just-
that I'm a woman?
No, you're a drag queen. You just want to do this, or you're some type of
Right.
some type of
So you're trying to
sexual-
ascertain
It's called
motive. then.
transvestite.
It's
It's transvestite.
Well, what it's actually called is it's a condition called autogynephilia, and it's
Really?
actually a large. I don't know how much of the portion, but a lot of men who dress up like women, it's because it turns them on. What's that movie, Brian, where the guy dresses up like the woman and he's got autogynephilia and he has the person in the hole?
Right.
Hannibal Lecter.
What?
Oh,
I did not know that.
Silence of the
Silence-
Lambs.
That's the one.
Silence of the Lambs.
That's the
Put
one.
the lotion in the basket.
Yeah, so that dude
What?
has autogynephilia and he dresses.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I've never heard of that. Like,
There was a case of a guy in Australia, his name's Lee something or other, and he was a football player. And then he got caught one night in like the roughest part of Melbourne, dressing like a woman and he had all this like meth on him and stuff. He'd been smoking meth for days, and came out that like he used to cross-dress for like a sexual fetish. And then, like even after everything, after all of this drama of him being caught with these drugs and doing these weird things, he just came out and goes, "You know what, guys, I'm trans." And then literally a few months later, he was on the cover of Woman's Weekly, dressed like a woman, and they were like all celebrating him. So that's like sort of
What?
that when you distort what a woman is like that, and then in this conversation, it's kind of the conclusion of it is that if you're going to be tolerant, you kind of have to be tolerant all the way with it.
there is nuances to it. I feel like some people take advantage of people's open-mindedness, and like, I'm not really trans, I just like to dress up, and they don't identify correctly. But I feel like there is some people that truly feel that they were born in the wrong body, and we should make space for them for that. And you're not gay for being attracted to somebody that presents themselves as feminine. You're only gay if you like
Do you
men.
think that those people need help?
Dang, you like that?
Yeah. That's a mental
What?
illness.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
something you need to talk through and figure
I don't know,
out why you
cause
feel that
me
way.
personally,
happened
sometimes I
in
wake up
childhood.
feeling I'm the man, and I feel like I'm the girl, I'm that bitch too. I feel like I'm that nigga, I'm that bitch too, and I feel like that too. That's me personally being androgynous and stuff. I feel like I'm both sometimes. Not saying I don't
does
claim
it
to be
feel like-
non-binary.
What does it feel like to be a man?
It
If you say
feels
you feel like a man sometimes.
It feels it feels dominant. It feels like you're in control. It feels like you're taking care of the other people around you. Like I have just a mom and a sister. That's all I have to live with. So I take care of them, make sure they're good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Provide financially for the people around me. It's indescribable, but I'm describing it. Like,
well, I think it's interesting because what you're describing right now is definitely a masculine characteristic that would typically be associated with masculine, which is providing for people around you. But still, you can be a female and you can be a woman and you can provide for people around you. Absolutely. It wouldn't necessarily make you a man. So what about what you do makes you a man, though?
I mean, like, so for me personally, I don't identify as non-binary or nothing like that. Like, I believe I'm a woman and stuff like that, but I can understand how some people might feel differently and stuff. When I was younger, I told my mom I wanted to be a boy. I told her that, but I didn't know what I was talking about at that time. I had to grow into it. But now that I'm here now, I can see why something makes you, if you felt like this a whole life, like I've been tomboyish my whole life, and somebody else that's been going through all that, when they realize, like, actually I don't like being feminine at all, I don't like being on the feminine side of it, and I want to become a man, it's possible. Like, I just feel like it's. And
when you say that you think that they're transphobic for the beliefs, what exactly do you mean by transphobic? Because that term like when people say it like that, it kind of confuses me a little bit. What does it mean?
It just means like you're prejudiced, or you don't believe, like it's the same thing as being homophobic. Like, you don't believe in somebody's identification, like you don't believe that it's valid. That's what it is. Like,
I believe we're either born male or female, and you can't change that.
Damn.
You're born like that. Genetics. When you die, they're not going to be like, oh, I'm pretty sure that he called himself a female. Like, no, they're going to look at your bone structure, and you are a man if that's what you were born as, or a woman. Our bones look different. We're genetically different.
Mm-hmm. You could actually dig up the bones 1,000 years later, and you could still tell what they were.
Yeah, I completely understand that. But
this is the point. Like, I get that from your perspective, it's coming from a place of tolerance, right? Like, you think that people should be able to actualize and they should be able to, identify as whatever. But do you see how actually, if you take a small segment of the population, like people who would identify as transgender, and you say, all right, everybody else has to be super duper accepting of this, do you get why there's also like that would then have a big impact on a large percentage of the population who A, have to lie about it, and B, women have to get like dominated in sports, and women have to accept that like these men in their bathrooms are women. And then do you also accept that these people who identify this way oftentimes need therapy or need some sort of help?
I accept that. I feel like everybody needs therapy, and there definitely should be stipulations to it. You can't just overnight decide that you want to be a woman and be allowed into the woman's bathroom and stuff like that. There's nuances to it. And then what about the people that have both? There's literally somebody, like, I literally was just watching it on the internet the other day, a woman that she looks like a woman, she has breasts and everything like that, but she has both. Like, what do we call them? Like,
hermaphrodite.
And that's very rare. It's very rare.
But also, even in those cases, in the most extreme cases, you still are one or the other. You might have a micro penis, or you might have like a clitoris that looks like a penis, or you might even have both. That has happened, but nobody can ever impregnate themselves, right? Mm-hmm. So you either have the reproductive means of a male or a female. Mm-hmm. So you can never have both.
You know, everybody got different perspectives, but I sometimes waking up feeling like I'm that man today. I'm the shit. I'm that nigga today. And you know what I'm saying? And I move as such and I dress as such. And then the next day I might feel like I'm super feminine. It's like, it just depends. So like, I don't identify, but
Tagged donated $200.
Yeah, thank you,
the
man.
notion that a cut up and flipped inside out PP feels just like a real Vaha J strains incredulity. I refuse to collect any first-hand data on the phenomenon, though, so I'll remain unconvinced.
Yo, Graffito Tag, thank you so much for the TTS, man. You're a fucking legend tonight. Thank you so much, dude. Guys, W's in the chat for Graffito. Like I said, also already, longtime supporter. He's a legend. He's a
brave and a decent man. He's a pioneer.
He is a pioneer. Yo, thank you so much, man, and do really appreciate it. I guess not to linger too long on this,
right.
But again, I mean, I would like you acknowledge that there's a difference between sex and gender. Is a transgender woman female or male?
They're male. We're talking male
Sure.
sex. If we're talking sex,
yeah,
we're talking sex versus gender.
And
It's
then,
everything.
so if a male and a male are having sex, how could it ever be straight?
It's not, because what were you attracted to? It's about being gay is about your attraction. Were you attracted to the masculinity? Were you attracted to the feminine?
But I mean, there's masculine straight women.
Right. It's like if you F a girl in the ass, is that gay? No. Okay, no. It's the same thing. Like
if you F a guy in the
trans
ass, that's
woman
gay,
has an ass. The trans woman has an ass. You thought she was a pretty girl.
Yeah, but if there's a dick there, or even if there's not a dick there, yeah, that would be gay. No, you can't push that way to the side.
I'm not going to get into the intricacies of how you have sex with a trans woman, but it's what you were attracted to. Were you when you had first seen them, like you could set your boundaries. You'd be like, oh, now that I know you're trans, I'm not going to be with you. You can set that boundary. But if you originally were, you know what I'm saying, and you get into it, and
but you
they're
know,
feminine,
if you like they bamboozled you and like looked like a woman, but like whether there's a penis there or not, if you know that they're trans and then you proceed to have sex with them, that would not be straight. That would be gay.
No.
Yes.
Unfortunately, homosexuality means being attracted to someone of the same sex.
It pertains to like sex. Like that's why we say opposite sex or same sex attraction. Homosexuality is same sex attraction. Like for example, if you saw two males, you don't know their gender identity. You saw two males. How about this? You saw a male who was, you saw a male S-ing the D of another male. You don't know the gender identity. And they both, one doesn't isn't like dressing up as a woman, doesn't look trans, like they just look like dudes. Like they look like men. And you saw him S-ing the D of the dude. Like do you think that would be gay or straight?
Not as gay, but
wait, one more question. I'll let you, just one more question. But then while the dude who's receiving the BJ, if he's all like, if he says, oh, hey over there, rebel, I identify as a woman, does it then in the middle of the sex act, does it then become straight?
Yes, but then also it do. To me it do.
So
yes, but okay, you got a trans woman. What if they go all the way with the surgery and get their thing cut off and they get a pussy implemented? Listen. I answered that question. I answered them. Now let me answer my question. If it was a trans woman and they got a coochie right in and you couldn't even tell.
Is it a coochie though?
Is that gay or not? Because there's no dick there.
W. Callie in the chat over here.
It's like saying is a fleshlight. Is that
Callie
pussy?
Voted for Trump.
Is a fleshlight?
I didn't know you were a Trump voter until now. But W. Callie in the chat for voting for Trump.
She's actually like, guys, she told me this before the show. She's like, you know how there's like the blacks for Trump? She actually organized that. Yeah.
It's giving that with all this transphobia in here. It's giving that.
She gave me this hat, bro. Look at it. She gave me this hat.
No, we appreciate that shit.
Why do you have
Kelly, we appreciate that shit. The hat, we appreciate that.
Whatever.
I do. Wait.
Whatever.
So what's going on back there? What's going on back there?
No. If it's
like,
no comment.
You're waiting to wash your hands? Yeah. Yeah, no comment. I mean, you've been back there for like 15, 20 minutes or something. Are you guys coming back to the table or?
Yeah, she's gonna go wash her hands now, and then she's gonna come back and plead the fifth again.
Even though she was back there, just whatever. Okay, all right.
But, and you said if it's coochie or real, like it's a fleshlight coochie. It's still it's still valid. Like it's like saying like, you know what I'm saying? It's still valid.
A coochie is a coochie,
right?
Right. A fleshlight is not a coochie. A fleshlight is a fleshlight. Right.
Okay.
And if anybody ever says, "Man, I got some coochie last night," and I'm like, "Oh, okay, like well, tell me about it." He's like, "Yeah, just grab that fleshlight." I'd be like, "Brother, that's
pocket pussy."
Yeah, it's not it.